the Ichimoku winners PDF for the reference purpose. So because I have not prepared any kind of PPT or slides because of the short notice. Okay. Okay, so basically like Ichimoku chart consists of like 5 lines. Okay, so using the 5 lines, you'll be constructing the clouds and the different kind of lines. So basically it consists of 5 different lines. And to start with, okay, this is the basic Ichimoku Kinkoyo, what do you say, bootcamp sort of thing. Okay, so basically Ichimoku Kinkoyo was invented by Goichi Osada. Okay, so you get all the details in the PDF. So it was invented by Goichi Osada. Okay, it consists of basically 5 different lines. So once you combine all these 5 different lines, it will form the complete system. Okay, so when I say complete system, so the system consists of like entry, exits, okay, when to enter, when to exit, and where to trial the stop. Okay, so everything is inbuilt within the system. You can also measure the momentum, like if the Ichimoku, it will also show you like when the momentum is there or when the momentum is lacking or when the instrument will tend to consolidate. So everything you will know before it happens, like just by looking into a chart, it will be like you can say like, okay, this is going to consolidate. Okay, this is going to trend now. So these all things you can just look into the chart at one glance and you can tell. Okay, so what we'll do is like we'll just start with explaining different kind of lines. Like I said earlier, like it's 5 lines. Okay, so I'll just start with the first line. The first important line is called Tenkan Sen. Okay, or it is called as a conversion line in the Western world. So the first line is Tenkan Sen. Here Tenkan Sen is red color. You can see here red color. So this is sort of a moving average, but the calculation is totally different. So how do you derive the line? So to calculate the value of Tenkan Sen, you need to consider 9 period. So when I say 9 period, it means like 9 candle. Okay, so you take last 9 candles and you just add highest high of the last 9 candles and the highest low of the last 9 candle. So whatever is there, you add both of them and then you divide it by 2. So whatever value comes, that's the value of Tenkan Sen for that particular candle. So for example, so this is the current candle, right? So to calculate Tenkan Sen value for this bar, this candle, okay, you just go 9 candle back. Okay, 9 candle back. So the 9 candle will complete on this doji kind of a thing. Okay, so what you do is you simply take the highest high from this point to the current candle. So the highest point is this one, right? And the lowest point is this one. Yeah, this one. So you add this high, this low, and then you divide that by 2. So whatever value will come, it will come here. That's the red line. So the software will automatically plot it for you. You don't need to you don't need to calculate on your own, like, okay, so it will be doing it everything for you automatically, but this is just theoretical stuff. So it takes into consideration of last 9 candles, high and low, highest high and lowest low, you add them and then you divide by 2. So whatever value comes, that's a Tenkan Sen value. Okay, consider this line as a reference line. Okay, I'll tell you later like why I'm asking you to consider this as a reference line. Okay, so this is the first line, that is the Tenkan Sen line. The second line is called the Kijun Sen line. So Kijun Sen line is same like Tenkan Sen. The only thing is the calculation. Instead of nine candles, we'll take into consideration 26 candles. Okay, So from here to last 26, you simply go. Okay, so from this point to this point, okay, so this entire zone, you see the highest high and the lowest low. So again, this is the highest high and this is the lowest low, this candle low. Sorry, this one, this candle. So between this zone. So again, you need to see the values, add both of them, divide by 2, there you go, you get the midpoint. So this is the Kijun-Sen value. Okay. So Kijun-Sen is also known as like equilibrium point. Okay. So it's like what do you say? It's like a point where neither the buyers nor the sellers, they are in control. Like it's like flat market. Okay, kind of flat. Like neither of them are in the control. Okay, so that's that point. That's the equilibrium point. Okay, and that's also a fib ratio 50%. 50% of entire impulsive move. So that's 50% of the fib ratio. So that's the important point. So if you look into fib ratio, 0.50, 0.618, they are like important support and resistance levels. So Kijun-Sen is nothing but the 50% of the impulsive move. So in that way also it's like very important, and even in Ichimoku it's like very important because it shows like the equilibrium point where none of the party are in the control. And also you can call it as a magnet, price magnet, because the far the price goes, okay, ultimately will come and kiss the Kijun-Sen. So here you can see the price is falling, and ultimately you'll see it pulled back right into the Kijun-Sen and again it fell down. So you will see this kind of occurrence very, what do you say, very frequently in the market, regardless of time frames. Okay. So till now, you guys have any, like, what you say, any doubts, something like you guys at difficult time understanding Tenkan-sen or Kijun-sen? If yes, then you can ask me any you can ask me a question like
Can
using your
simply
audio.
call it as it can simply call it as a leading line and lagging line, no?
No, those are
So-
different, right?
See, basically, whatever indicator you take, right, beat any indicator, okay, it's nothing but a price derivative. So you derive the indicator value from the price. So price moves and then you get the value of the indicator. So basically all the indicators are lagging. Okay, so Ichimoku is also lagging. But the point of Ichimoku is it's a trend trading indicator where once you get in, you stay in the trend. Okay, you try to get maximum out of the trend, and once you stop out, you simply exit. So if the stock moves 100 rupees, okay, so you can capture like around 60-65% of it, okay, on that on the trend. So remaining 35% you need to leave. So if you are very good trend follower, okay, so then this is the best indicator in my opinion for you guys to like be in, like be it swing trading or be it like positional trading or like or maybe a guy who has patient invested. Okay, so you can use this because this has you get to know like where to enter, okay, where to exit, where to trial the stock. Everything is there. You'll even know where the momentum is, when the stock will move, when it will not, when it will go sideways. So everything you'll know just by looking in 1 second. So if I look into this in 1 second, I can tell like, okay, what's happening. Okay, so I'll try to impart same knowledge to you guys. So if you keep practicing, like even you can be like better. Just by looking into chat for a few seconds, you can tell like, okay, what exactly is going on.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so this is like Japanese name, Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen. That's a Western name as well, where they call it like Kijun-sen is a baseline, and this is conversion line. Okay, so these are two types of name. One is native name and one is like Western name. So sometimes you'll see instead of Kijun-sen, you'll simply see like conversion line, sorry, baseline. So instead of Tenkan-sen, you'll see something like conversion line.
Yeah, in our scanners we see only baseline and conversion line. So don't confuse with these names Tenkan-sen and baseline. Those things.
And it might take a while for you guys if you're slow in learning. Okay, don't get offended when I say so slow in learning, because I myself is a slow learner. Okay, so I take a lot of time to digest the information which I procure. So so if it takes time for you to just simply memorize the name Kitchen-sen, Tenkan-sen, okay, so that's totally fine, because you are new to the concept and it may take time. And if you are learning it fast, then it's good. But just in case you're taking time, then it's totally fine. Don't get like don't get annoyed, like, okay, why am I forgetting the name? Okay. Okay, so these are two lines. The third important line is Chiku span. Okay, so here it has written as Chinku span. So it's not Chinku span, it is like Chiku span. Okay, and so what it does is like it will help you to measure the momentum. Okay, so how do you plot it? So this Chiku span is nothing but line price. Okay, line chart plotted 26 days in the past. So for example, so here you can see this is the candle, right? So if you know line chart, what line chart does is it simply plots the closing point, okay, of each candle. So 1 second. So right now it's in candle. I'll make it as a line chart. So here you can see this is my current line chart. Went up, then zigzag, zigzag. So this is where it is. So if you look left, this purple line, this is Chiku span. Okay. So this is, if you see, it's same. Only thing different is the color is different. Here it is blue, here it is purple, right? So what Chiku span does is like how do you calculate this? You take the current closing price and you shift that price 26 days in the past. So right now I'm here. You can see I'm here. And if I'm taking the same closing price in the past, exactly in the 26 period, you can see it ends here. So same price, you will see overlapping here. That's because whatever closing price here is, same thing you will take it and you simply put it here. It's same like a line chart shifting 26 days in the past. So now you'll ask like, okay, why we need to put that in the past, right? So the answer is to measure the momentum. Okay, so how will you know the stock is going to move up, like trend, or whether it's going to consolidate out? So basically what we'll do is we'll simply look into Chiku span and the corresponding candle, and we'll come to know whether it's going to trend or not. Okay, so let me put in simple words. So when you see Chiku span, so here it's purple line. So when Chiku span is above the corresponding respective price, okay, so here you can see, let me plot a vertical line. So right now Chiku span is here. I'm just putting a vertical line. So you can see a candle will overlap. Okay, exactly. So this is the red candle, doji candle, which is overlapping. So you will see Chiku span is well above the candle. So whenever you see Chiku span is above a candle, that shows it has a momentum. Like the momentum is strong. If it is up, it means buying momentum. If it is below, it means it's a selling momentum. Okay. So the other things are when Chiku span runs into a price. Okay, like when it runs into a candle. So here you can see from bottom it came, it was touching this candle, it was touching this Kitchen-sen, this Tenkan-sen, and here you can see it was touching this cloud. Okay, so basically whenever it touches any candlestick or any other line, any other Ichimoku component, okay, that means it is in range. Okay, so you should never trade. You should never take a trade when it is hitting here, when it's touching any candle, or whether it's about to touch any candle, you should avoid trading there, because mostly there will be no momentum or the instrument will be going sideways. So either it will go very slowly, the price will move slowly, or it will be like consolidating like here it is doing at the moment. Okay, although Right now Chiku span is showing momentum, but still it is like it's consolidating. But overall, you'll understand like, okay, when you see Chiku span, you see whether Chiku span is above or below. If it is above, okay, and Chiku span is not touching anything, no Ichimoku component, or it's not touching any price, that's it, then you're good. It means like the momentum is there. So here it is above the price, okay. So the momentum is on upside. So we have a very good momentum, okay. So like I said earlier, Chiku span, generally like ideal Chiku span, it is plotted 26 days in the past. So I generally use two Chiku span. One is 26, one is 52. Okay. So this, what do you say, this bluish kind of a line, okay, dark bluish kind of a line. This Chiku span has been set to 52 period. Okay. So this will help me find the breakouts for 52 weeks visually. So I don't need to look into any, what you say, any website or something. I don't need to visit any website like NSE and see, okay, what's 52-week value. No, I don't need to do that. I can see the visually. Okay, so if you say out, then this is my Chiku span, right? Current Chiku span 52-week from here till here. Okay, now simply see where is the highest high. So obviously this is the highest high. So you see this highest high. The highest high is 3399.25. So above 339.25, okay, that's 52-week high. So once it breaches, it will again gain the momentum. So you need to use two momentum indicator Chiku span. One is 52 and one is 26. So whenever there is a breakout, you can take that. It will show you like, okay, that's a momentum. And you can also identify 52 weeks high and low easily. So right now I'm seeing 52 candle high at 1 hour. So if I change it to 1 week, it will be 52 week high. So here you can see this is a 52 week high. The same concept, 52 week high, you can use it in the any time frame. So that way you will know like, okay, currently stock is trending or stock is not trending. Can you guys mute please? Like, lot of disturbance. Okay. You guys have any questions regarding Chiku span? Like any question? Like,
Sir, hello. Hello.
yeah.
Sir, Vignesh, I have one doubt on that Chiku span. You said the Chiku span is over the candle, it has some momentum, but it is stuck or restricted by candle now, the momentum is less. Can you please show any example for that, sir?
1 second. Actually, I can't use replay on the internet time frame. Okay, so can you tell me an instrument which you want me to have a look so I can open that particular instrument?
Anything is okay, sir. Anything is okay. I just need one visual example. That's it.
Okay, let's use this one. So here you can see the Chiku span, it's here, right? So it is going down. It's trying to come up. Suddenly you can see it is hitting this candle, right? This candle, you can see it's overlapping there.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, so let me. So here you can see, 1 second. Okay, so this is not 26 week. 1 second, it's 52. I need to change the settings. Okay, so you can see the price is coming down. It's trying to retrace up. It is touching this candle, right? You can see. Let me zoom it for you. Right. So what happens? It's hitting that candle. It's coming back, right? Because there is no momentum. So whenever the Chiku span hits any candle or it's this line, this Tenkan-sen line or this Kijun-sen line or this cloud, when I say cloud, like this outer edge or this outer edge or anything inside this, okay, that will offer a resistance. Okay, so that will offer a totally resistance. Okay, so if you want to run, okay, if you want to run fast, you need to ensure your knees are fine, right? If your knees are fine, then only you can run. Okay, if your shoes are not good, it's torn off, something like that, you can't run fast. So imagine something like when it touches the candle, when Chiku span is touching the candle, imagine you have very bad knee. So with a very bad knee, will you be able to run? No, right? You can't run fast. You can't even run slow. Okay, so similar concept you need to apply here. So when the Chiku span is touching the candle or touching any the Ichimoku component, that will offer resistance to the price. So here it's going up. You can see here. This is the actual price. It's going up. Then what happens? It has taken resistance. It has fallen down. Okay. So when you look here, it has taken resistance at the outer edge of the cloud. Similarly, the same thing was indicated way earlier by the candle, like like you are going to it by the candle. So you're not going to buy anything here. You need to totally avoid because momentum is not there on the buy side. So whatever you got from year till year, it's just a retracement. Understand? So basically the point is whenever Chiku span is touching, okay, let me show you. So right now it's here, right? Right now you know like Chiku span is below the price.
Yes, sir.
So now I'm playing. So now you can see, okay, 1 minute, the speed is too high. See, now it's approaching. It's approaching the candle, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let it hit the candle. So now you can see here, it has touched the candle, touching the candle actually. Okay, and now you can see the price is above the Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen. Okay, so like I said earlier, you need to consider this as a reference line. Both the lines is a reference line. The reason the reference line is like you need to compare where the actual candlestick is or actual price is compared to the compared to both the Ichimoku components. So here blue is Kijun-sen and green is Tenkan-sen. So when right now I'm seeing the price is 189. 189 is well above the Kijun-sen rate and the Tenkan-sen rate. So when you compare all the three rates, okay, it will seem like the price is trending higher. Price is well above that both the components. That means like the price is bullish, right? So basically you take into reference between the price and the indicator value. So you'll know price is better than the indicator value. So that means it's a buy signal basically. Okay. So when you simply use it as a reference, but when you use the momentum indicator along with that, okay, here you can see the momentum is not there because the price is the Chiku span is touching the previous price. So that means there is no momentum. So whatever signal you are seeing here, signal in the sense like that, whatever bullishness you're seeing here from this bottom line, okay, so that's nothing but a fake. Or you can say like you can safely assume like it may fail. Instead of saying fake, you can say like it may fail. This setup might fail. It might not continue moving higher and higher. It might fail. It can come down anytime. So same thing will happen. So now you will see like it will form a doji kind of a thing and the bearish thing, it will fall down. I'm not saying this will be the case every time, but it will help you out with identifying the momentum and it will help you out like staying out of the bad trades basically. Like you'll be experiencing like once you enter a trade, price will go opposite and all those things. So with using this trick, like you will be most of the time you'll save yourself from the bad trades most of the time. So you can see here now it's continuously coming down. So that's how you use it. So here it was in this example, it was the candle. So it can read this green line Tenkan-sen or blue line Kijun-sen or this entire cloud. Okay, so that doesn't matter. So basically the concept is, if it is hitting anything, touching anything, don't buy, don't sell, because it's a loss of momentum. There's no momentum. As simple as that. Any other question?
Nothing, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so this is 26 period. Like I already said, I'm using both 52 weeks as well. So what I will do is, when you see both of them are like, what do you say, coming out, like you can see here, from here it is coming out, and right now it's clear. When I say clear means nothing is above this. There's no price nearby. You can see it's totally clean. Okay, so when you see Chiku span is clear, you can see here. When Chiku span is clear, you can see this is clear. Nothing is above, no cloud. It's not, no price is there. Okay, so that means there is no resistance. Okay, plus no resistance near, plus momentum is totally there. So momentum is on buy side. So whatever dip you get, whatever pullback you get, you should be looking to accumulate, or like maybe buy. Okay, so that's what you need to look. So in this case, I have just drawn the line. So let me just edit it 1 second. So you can see this line, this kind of closed. So same thing, Chiku span, both Chiku spans are free. Okay, so it shows momentum. So whatever pullback you get, so you can see that there's a pullback here, and you can see like this I wave candle here, indecision. So it's a indecision. So you simply need to look to buy. So whenever it's pulling back, you need to look to buy. Okay, and one more thing is, how will you know like a trend is going to last? Like let's suppose you are in buy position. How will you know that trend is strong or trend is weak? Okay, the basic point is, whenever a price is respecting Tenkan-sen, so here you can see this is red line. So whenever price is respecting the red line, okay, you can see it's closing below red line, but it is not touching the blue line. Okay, it's closing below, again trying to go up, closing below, again trying to go up. So whenever you see this happen like this, then again it gives a breakout and continues the upward journey. That means trend is very strong. So that's a very clear indication. So when you see this happening in any instrument or any time frame, then you can assume safely the trend is going to last. So if your target is small, then you can increase the target. Okay, so that was Chiku span. Now the fourth and fifth component, they both combinedly form, and they form the cloud. Okay, so basically we call it cloud in the Western world, and it is known as Kumo in the Japanese language. So you call it Kumo. So the cloud has two lines. Okay, two lines together form Ichimoku cloud. So the first line is called Senku span A. Okay, here it is, Senku span A. Okay, and second one is called as Senku span B. Okay, someone will call it SSA, some call it SSB. Okay, so, and some call it span A, span B. So some call it like together cloud. So the name doesn't matter, you need to understand the concept. So how it is plotted. So basically you take current Tenkan-sen value, current candle, Tenkan-sen value and Kijun-sen value, you add them, divide by 2. Whatever value you get, you simply plot it 26 days in the future. So for example, this is the Tenkan-sen value. So here you can see Tenkan-sen is the red thing. So 337.62.50, and then blue is Kijun-sen. So you add both of them and divide by 2. So you will get midpoint. If I draw a line with midpoint and you extend that thing in 26 days in the future. So here from here to 26. Sorry. 26 days in the future, you will see this line, this curve is there, right? So this is the edge. This edge, you found this edge because you add this Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen divided by 2. So this is how the Senku span A is plotted. So the upper edge is Senku span A here, okay? And Senku span B, how it is plotted. So what you do is like you take 52 periods, like that's 52 candles. You take highest high, highest low, okay, and you simply plot it. Sorry, divide by 2. Okay, 52 weeks high and low divided by 2. So that's nothing but this thing, span B. So the two most important line in the Ichimoku is span B and Kijun-sen. So Kijun-sen, like I already said, okay, so it's like a magnet, price magnet. It'll what do you say, attract the price towards it, okay. And second thing is same span B, okay. If it is flat, that means like it's a strong support and resistance. And one of the key concept is like whatever line, like I already told, there are 5 lines, right? Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen, okay. So whatever lines are flat. When I say flat, like you can see this line is flat. So whenever line is flat, that means that's a strong support and resistance level. So here if I plot a line, okay, so this 3304 is a strong support level. It's not a zone, support line, exact value, okay. So in the future you will, if you're holding TCS, you can see for a reference, simply plot this on line, you will see if it comes down, you will see it will take some kind of support here initially. So because how I'm saying is, you can see here this line is flat, you can see it's so flat, and you can see here this line is flat, okay. So whenever it's flat, so that means strong support and resistance level. So this blue line is the Kijun-sen, and here this red line is nothing but a span B. Same, the span B is flat here as well. You can see it is flat here as well. So in future, you will see if price is there, let's suppose after 26 hours, this is in 1 hour, right? So after 26 hours, the price will be somewhere around here, okay? If it all continues to stay around here, then support will be at 3325. So you'll see some kind of support being taken at this level. So that's Senku span B. So together Senku span A and Senku span B together they form cloud, or you can call it as a Kumo. Okay. So the cloud color will be green if span A is above span B. Okay, so here you can see this green line. Green line is span A and red line is span B. So if green is above red, it's sorry, not the color. If span A is above span B, then it's green because it's bullish. So side is a green. So span A is below span B, it will be red. Like here you can see it's red. So that means it's a bearish. It doesn't mean it's a bearish, like it's like just an indication, like okay, it's like a bearish. Okay. So right now you can see the indication is bullish. Okay, so that's the cloud A, sorry, span A, span B. Now one more thing, inferences, like what you can conclude from the Ichimoku lines. So what you need to do is you need to simply take, see where the price is. Okay, so if price is above Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen, okay, that means it's bullish. If price is below Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen, it's bearish. Similarly, you can see this cloud, right? This is the cloud, this is the cloud. Okay, so right now the price is here. Okay, so right now you can see the price is above this cloud. This is the cloud. So whenever you see prices above the cloud, that's a sign bullish sign. Okay, that's a buy zone. So whenever the price is below the cloud, so you can see the price is below the cloud. That means the instrument is bearish. So you need to look to sell. You should not buy when it's below the cloud. Okay. So you can see this is below the cloud, this cloud, so it's bearish. So likewise, it's above the cloud, it's bullish. So now it doesn't mean like whenever it's above the cloud, it has to like fire upside, or whenever it's below the cloud, it has to fire downside. No, it will not happen every time, but it will keep you out of the bad trades most of the time. So you simply need to see everything into the whole picture. So when you open the chart, you simply see where the candle is. First see the candle. So this is the candle. So you can see the candle is above the Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen, and you can see the current candle is above the cloud. Okay, everything is bullish here, and this is called future cloud. The reason future cloud is because whatever the value we are using to calculate the cloud, we're plotting that thing ahead in the future, 26 days in 26 days ahead. Okay, if it's daily or 26 candles, you can say. Okay, so that's why we call it the future cloud. So you can see future cloud is green. Green means bullish. Price is above Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen. Okay, bullish. The current price is above the current cloud, bullish. And you can see momentum. So Chiku span will say momentum. The current Chiku span is above this current candle. It's way above the current candle. It's bullish. You can see 52 week high. It's above the current candle. It's the 52 candle. So it's bullish. So when you look into such kind of things, you take everything into consideration. So everything is screaming it's in the buy zone. So the only mistake you should not make is to sell. So don't sell. So till when you don't sell? So you don't sell, okay, until they all start saying like sell. Like once they start saying like, okay, this is in the sell zone. So when they will say sell zone, when it is below the cloud, when they are below this two reference line, when this is below the candle, when this future cloud is bearish. So that time everything will say like sell. So till that point, you should not look to sell. You should only look to buy. So now, how will you buy? So now you know this is the 52 week high. So what you can do is whenever it breaks above 52 week high, you can buy. Okay, or you can look for any kind of candlesticks. What is a candlestick rejection pattern nearby Kijun-sen? Okay, or you can see some kind of candlestick pattern breakout about Tenkan-sen. So you need to look for breakout here at Tenkan-sen. You look for some kind of reversal pattern near Kijun-sen, or you look for a breakout pattern, candle pattern at the 52 week high. So these are 3 points, 3 ways you can trade.
Either
Trade.
it can be fractal breakout or a daily
Yeah,
breakout.
exactly. So these were the basic, very basic. Okay. So if at all you guys have not understood anything, you can simply turn on the mic and you can ask. So because once this is clear, then we can go for strategy. Like what are the different kind of strategies Ichimoku has. And once we cover strategies, then I'll cover the unique, what do you say, a BTST or not BTST actually, intra plus positional. I'll share the strategy once everything is covered. So no questions, right? Okay. So one more thing, like I told you, this is the cloud, right? So when the span A is above span B, okay, that's a bullish sign. So here you can see the span A is a green line. It is slowly creeping up. You can see here that's a crossover. Span A is below. It's simply coming up. So once it closes above that span B, you can see the cloud. The center line is green. Okay. So when this crossover happens, it is called Kumo twist. So it is called Kumo twist in the native language. So when someone is saying Kumo twist, don't get confused. It's nothing but the clouds are like what you say. They're having crossover. So here it is saying like green color. So it means like it's SSI is above SSB. So meaning the trend is positive. It's an indication. So it's indication stating the trend is bullish. So when it is below the red, when it's below the span B, it will go red. That means indication is bearish. So these are just an indication, and when the crossover of the cloud happens, that is called as a what is a Kumo twist. Okay. So any questions? Okay, I'll go forward then. So whatever I explained earlier, okay, same thing has been explained here. Okay, so now we'll come back to strategies. Okay, so before going to strategy, let me repeat again. So whenever you have a chart like this, okay, whenever you open a chart, so let's say I'm opening Reliance, let's say for example. So whenever you open a chart, you simply look left and see if you find anything flat, okay, a confluence of flat. So here I can see this level, you can see this is flat, okay, and you can see the region is flat, little bit flat. So this zone is important zone, right zone, that's support. Then this is one more zone, okay, that's one thing. And you can see this red line, this is also like too much of flat. Okay, simply draw this first, okay, because these are the, what do you say, strong support and resistance. So now you can see I have drawn this. So actually, if you open this much before, right, I could have drawn this much before, but right now you can see already price has exactly taken support nearby. You can see buying happening in, and right now it's again pulling back down. So right now this is the buy zone actually. This is support zone actually. Okay. So you can look into the price action, and price action is bullish, then you can simply go buy it. Okay. So that's one indication. So now let's go to the strategies. The first strategy is like crossover. Okay, crossover of Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen. Okay, so what do you mean by Tenkan-sen? So Tenkan, yeah.
One more doubt. You said that flat lines will act as a support resistance. If you look back in left side, if any flat line, it will act as a support resistance. You
Yeah.
said this area is a support zone. So we can see the price action in this area. If we get any buying signal, we can buy. But in the upside, that Kijun-sen and other period also forming a flat line, it will act as a resistance.
Exactly, that's what. Yeah, so when I say flat, so I look for at least 5 periods. Okay, 5 periods. So this thing is
Okay.
shared in RCA webinar. So you can see here, it should be minimum 5 periods. Okay. So how do I know 5 periods? So simply see flat. So where the flat line starts. So here you can see flat line starting from this point, right? So I'm simply drawing a tool. It was flat till this point. So exactly 5. Okay. So when it's exactly 5, that means it's a strong support and resistance. Okay. But if you see here, you see this is flat for 12 bars.
Okay.
11 bars, sorry. Okay. And also see if you go a little bit left, although this is not 5 period flatness, but still you see some kind of flat every now and then. Flat, then again flat, upside flat, a little bit upside, again flat. Okay. And also same thing here, flat, little bit up, again flat. Okay. So basically what I'll do is, see, this is the very clear example, this one. This one. See, this is flat for so long, right? 29 bars. Okay. So whenever you see anything flat for like 9p9, okay, 9, 17, 26 Ichimoku numbers, okay. So when you see something flat for this period of flatness, okay, so that means it's strong support and resistance. Okay. So what I do is, if I'm lower time frame, I look for minimum 5 periods. So this thing I won't take into consideration because I'm in 1 hour. So when I say lower time frame, I mean 15 or less than 15. M15. Okay. So let's suppose this is a support zone. Okay. So you got, what do you say, this is support zone. So if I go into okay, I can't change it.
Change it. You have to change in the left side, Anish.
Okay, let be like this. Okay. So this thing was there, right, already. let's say this thing was there already, you already plotted it, and now you're patiently waiting. So now you can see any kind of reversal, candlestick pattern. You can simply go and buy bird, but you need to look into volume as well. Okay, like how the candles and volumes are behaving. So now you can see the price is falling and volume is increasing. Okay, so basically I won't buy directly here, like, okay, I won't simply buy here. So you can, what I'll do is I'll wait for one more retracement here to this zone, or somewhere, at least somewhere around here. Okay, if I'm getting some strong, what do you say, strong candlestick pattern again here, reversal, then only I'll buy. I won't buy in the first initial level because that's very, very risky. Okay, I would have bought if this would have been very, very flat, but no. So now you see, same thing, same line. You can see it's flat. It's flat in N15, right? See, it's much clearer here, N15. So you can see this. You can see this levels well in advance. Like you will know the turning points very, very easily when you see, when you plot them. Okay, in the time frames. So what you can do is simply you can wait for like at least 9 candles, so 9 periods of flatness. Draw them. So you can, so you will see like how it's interacting. So once you draw, you'll understand basically. Okay. Okay, so now again back to the strategies. The first strategy is called TK crossover, means Tenkan Kijun crossover. Okay, or simply crossover. So this is nothing like but a kind of moving average crossover. So here red is 9, red is a Tenkan Sen and blue is a Kijun Sen. Like I said earlier, Tenkan Sen is 9 period indicator, and Kijun Sen is 26 period indicator for high and low divided by 2. So whenever 9 period is below 9 period is below 26 period, okay, so that indicates bearishness. That means market is on sell side. That's an indication. Okay, so this is very, very basic strategy. If you simply want to trade a crossover, what you can do is you wait for a crossover. So for example, this here you can see red line came below blue line, and then you have a candle which is closing below Tenkan. So as soon as you see candle is closing below Tenkan Sen and you have crossover below this low, you can sell. Okay, you can sell and you can stay on a trade. So once you take a trade,
But it is above the cloud.
Yeah, I'll come to that later. I'll come to it later. I'm just discussing about the basic, what do you say, basic TK crossover. Okay, so assuming this is how you enter. Okay, so basically once you have crossover, okay, once you have crossover, you need to ensure at least the candle is closing below the Tenkan Sen. So in this case, the crossover happened in this candle, green candle. Okay, so it's a green candle, so I won't consider that. So what I'll do is I'll wait for a red candle to close. So here you can see red candle is closed, a good body. So you can sell below this low. So once you sell, once you enter, then the next point is exit. So the exit is simple. Whenever a candle is closing above Kijun Sen, you can exit. Okay, so that thing never happened. That thing never happened. So till now that never happened. So if at all you sold, then you are right. You're juicing the profit. Right, basically this is nothing but trend indicator, right? So once you are there in the crossover, you need to stay till the end. So either you exit when the candle is closing above the Kijun Sen, or when you see opposite crossover. Okay, so those are the exits, 2 kind of exits. Okay, so in the book they will suggest you, once you take a crossover trade, keep stop loss above the cloud. No, that will be too big and too wide. So what I suggest is always keep stop loss. Once the candle is closing above the Kijun Sen, you simply wait for the eye to breach. Once the eye is breached, you exit. Okay, so this is nothing but a TK crossover, entry and exit. So now there are different flavors in the TK cross. So the first flavor is weak cross, like weak crossover categories. Okay, weak crossover, then neutral crossover, and then strong crossover. So when the crossover happens above the cloud, so like in this case it is above the cloud, so this will be classified as the weak crossover, weakest level of, what you say, strength. Okay, strength is weak. So when you see crossover happening inside the cloud, anywhere inside the cloud. Okay, let me find an example. Very difficult. For example, this one. Okay, so you can see bearish crossover is here, and this is inside this big cloud. Okay, so this means it's a neutral crossover. Okay, and then there is something called strong crossover. Okay, so when you see crossover that happens below the cloud, so this crossover, let's say it happened here. Okay, let's say it happened here. That will be counted as strong crossover. So basically, you will take trade which is strong. Okay, you should always avoid what do you say, a weak and a neutral crossover. Okay, so what happens is basically you totally avoid trading whenever the candle is inside the cloud. You totally avoid it because the cloud is nothing but turbulence. Whenever you're inside the cloud, you will experience turbulence. Like if you have any experience in flying, okay, in the flight, you will see whenever your flight is inside the cloud, okay, you will see it's like going up and down rapidly. Okay, so that's turbulence, right? So the captain will give you the warning like we are going to hit the turbulence. So that same way in the price action, when you see the price is inside the cloud, that means it has very high chance of consolidating inside that cloud itself. So when you know it's going to consolidate, why will you take a position and stay and hold it for so long period, right? So you don't simply buy yourself when it's inside it. So you ignore whatever signal you get inside this, though it's neutral. So whatever you get whatever signal you get here, again weak signal, again you avoid it, but it's up to you. But when you use this kind of crossover with the structure, okay, or maybe with some fib levels, so then you can take those when there's some kind of confluence. But if you simply want to blindly want to trade the crossovers, then the very good chances take only strong crossovers. So when crossover happens, if you're looking for sell, crossover that happens below cloud, or the crossover that happens above the cloud. Okay, so likewise, so those were the different flavors. So here if you are you are dumb and you're simply following the crossover, then you should not follow here. You should not take any sell trade here because it's a weak crossover. Okay, though this signal went very fine, you would be looking into this, you will be getting excited, but no, you need to hold yourself because there will be many failed trades.
And cloud can give support for that, right? Sometimes.
Yeah. So basically, entire component is like support and resistance. Entire lines, flat line, support. Okay. So like let's suppose this price is above cloud. The price is coming down. So this entire layer is there, right? Entire green layer that will act as support. It doesn't mean like it will give support 100% each and every time, but most of the time we will see that price is like consolidating or taking support here. Okay. So you can see the price is coming down. You can see somewhere around here it's again taking support, going away. So this kind of phenomena you'll see like price is down. Okay, it is hitting the cloud. You can see resistance falling down. So basically you need to you need to look everything into the picture. You need to take everything into consideration. You should not simply blindly trade the crossovers. If you trade, you will end up in the losing side. For example, here totally sideways. You can see here, buy crossover went up, came down. Buy crossover doing nothing for a while. Again whipsaw. Again buy crossover. This time it worked. But that's the reason why it worked this time, because this time it was a breakout here. You can see there is no resistance here. Chiku is free. Both Chikus are free. Okay, so that's a breakout, clear-cut breakout. So you simply take a trade when it happens here, but you don't take here and here because you can see you can see Chiku span is touching here. You can see recurrently it's touching everywhere, literally. So you'll know at some point of time it will touch here. So you don't take a chance. So when Chiku span somewhere around, let's suppose here, you know like price is very far. Okay, there's no indicator which is going to touch Chiku span. So now you know you have assurance. Okay, this time it will trade. That's what it's saying. It will trend, and you can see you got a good move from year to year. So that's the point. Like you need to use everything into consideration. So that was the basic what is a crossover strategy. You guys have any questions?
So Avinash, like based on this, I think we should prefer the crossover only below the cloud for strong signals. Maybe above
Exactly.
above the cloud also we may see some support from the cloud and it can reverse. So I
Yeah.
think better
Like maybe
to
if you're
take
if you're small produce a small time frame trader, okay. So you can see this was a crossover here, right? You can see this red crossover. It is flat and then the crossover. So this was the candle which closed below the client. Actually, this closed below the candle, but Chiku was free. 1 second, let me see. Yeah, Chiku is free here. Chiku is free here. Yeah. So actually, you got sell setup here. Sell setup here because it's closed below this line. So if you entered here, you can see it's strong crossover because the crossover happened below the cloud. So you could have taken this trade if you're M5 trader. Then stop loss would be ultimately above. If it closes above the kicking sign, you need to exit. So here it gave trigger, and then you got a very good movement here because it traded well. So this is why you need to take a trade which is like which has strong signals. And when you have strong signal, along with that, please check, ensure the momentum is there. For example, you get a crossover here, though it's strong crossover. Let's say, for example, it's touching somewhere, something like this. You can see it's running here. See this purple line is touching Tenken here. So you should not take that. You should wait for one more candle to close below. For example, here. So now it's clear here, right? So when this is clear, then only you can take a trade because now it shows momentum here. Now again here it shows momentum because nothing is now there in the path. This entire zone is now you can see now for selling. For selling now you can see nothing is in between. It's total space. So now you will see it's going to trend. So that's what happened. You can see that the movement was fast, right? So this thing you can, if you take into consideration, you will know like when it will trend, when it will not. Okay. So this was the one strategy. Any questions, doubts? No, I'll move further.
So for intraday, what is the time you are suggesting? 15 minutes time frame or 5 minutes?
See, if you're basically, what do you say, FNO player, FNO trader, or maybe if you're trading good amount, I'll suggest M5 because the stop loss will be very less. You can see here, stop loss very near. Let's suppose even if you took trade here, stop loss would be somewhere around hardly 1%. Okay. So you could have, but this would have been BTST because this the time when the signal came, it was already 3.5. So if you have taken BTST SL, then next day maybe the low point was 3%. So now it's up to you, like where you want to take the profit. Maybe you go to higher time frame, you plot the support and resistance based on lines, or maybe some other horizontal lines, or maybe some other mechanism like moving average you want to keep. Up to you. So if you kept that line and you are someone who believes in the risk and reward, and you see okay it's in favor, then you can take it. Up to you. So you can take 15 minutes as well, 5 minutes as well. The only difference is 15 minutes you will have less noise, but again the disadvantage, the stop loss would be big, comparatively big compared to M5. So if you're trading an M5, always look for strong signals, ensure the momentum is there. So then only it will play out well. Like for example, this crossover, it happened here. When the crossover happened here, you can see the too much whipsaw. So you don't take it until Chiku span goes free. So likewise. So here Chiku span went free here, this candle. Then there's a small pullback, then ultimately it fell down.
So for a swing trader who keeps position for like 3 to 5 days, they can go for 2 hours time frame, right? Or 1 hour time frame instead
1
of
hour is
going
fine.
lower level. 1 hour.
1 hour is fine. 1 hour is fine. 2 hour if 2 hour also if you see any clear patterns, right? So regardless of time frame. So right now I'm not talking about time frame because let's suppose this crossover, right? 1 second. Yeah, this crossover. You can see this kind of closed below. You can see there's a momentum here. Okay, momentum when the candle closed below, though it's inside the cloud, you can see the 26 period is showing momentum here. Okay, and you need to see the 52 is also showing momentum here. So you can take the trade here. So when you see momentum is in your favor, you can take it. But the only issue here is Chiku span was about to hit this, about to hit this cloud edge. So I will not take this. I would avoid it totally. But if at all there was no cloud here involved, okay, there's a crossover and momentum is shown here, I'll totally take if this cloud was not there. So you need to take into consideration these whole things. So in short, when you have a signal, you have a crossover, confirm with the momentum. Both the momentum, if they confirm, means it will move fast. So sometime I write right like fast movement expected. So you can expect same thing. Fast movement will be expected very fast. So here actually what happened, you can see little bit of when it is touching here, you can see little bit of whipsaw here, and then ultimately it cracked down because of result, but that's secondary thing. But you can avoid it because you should avoid it because you can see here, like it was about to touch here and same time you can see candlesticks. See the volatility. So it will help you out of bad trades. Any questions? Okay, I'll go for.
Yeah, Avinash.
Yeah.
I want to add
Avinash.
one point here, Avinash. So if we are not playing with the F&O, either features and options, so we are just playing with the this equity. So this signal is no need to consider, right? Because we are not going to sell today and we'll be covering with tomorrow. So
Exactly.
so they just can see if they have a open position, they can exit it. They can use for that one.
They can consider M5 if they want to. If they
Okay.
want to, if you're looking to sell, then you can use M5, right? Because you have ample time.
Yeah, I'm saying I have some equity quantity for deliveries which I have. So, but I will today I have to sell means like once this signal is done, I can exit from my trade, right? That's what
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dakshish, you can go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, Avinash, I was checking the default indicator of Ichimoku on that trading view. It is showing the 25 days. I don't know.
No, no, it is 26.
See,
It's a 26. No, set.
here I have
Go
added
by
two
set.
Ichimoku. Okay, just for reference, the reason you're seeing two
No,
Chiku spans
that I
because
got.
two
That I got
yeah.
point. No, Avinash, I got that point. You are plotting the 26 and 52 also. But when I'm opening the default indicator in the trading view, it plotting the that Chiku span on 25th day, and even though the
Okay.
future cloud also it is showing 25th.
Are you seeing 25 in this deck? Are you seeing somewhere around here 25 displacement?
No, displacement is 26.
Okay, so actually what happens is you will consider this current candle, right? See, let me show you. This current candle is closed. Okay, so if I go back, you can see what will happen is right now. 1 second. Yeah, it's on 26 only, correct. From here, if you count 26, it's correct.
So they are taking like one advance, one plus days for calculation.
1 second. You need to count it. Yeah, you need to count 1 second. From here to.
When I open the code also, that it is showing -1. When they do the calculation, they added -1 also.
So maybe that's the reason.
And I check, I don't know.
This is the lines, okay. Okay. Yeah, that's some coding mistake.
Yeah, I checked the old version up to 4. I think they are using the 26, and after version 4, they added -1. I don't know.
Yeah.
So we need to go by 26 only. So we can modify that code, I think.
Yeah. If you're good in modifying, you can do it.
Yeah. Okay.
But more or less, see, even if it is +1 or it's fine. Like
yeah,
if you can count on your own. Like yeah,
it will not
it shouldn't be much of issue. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
The only thing is like when it is about to touch right, the only thing is you should not take any trades because it has a potential of ruining that because of loss of momentum. So don't need to get any particular about it, but you can be watchful.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'll go for second one. The second one is called KS bounce, Kijun-Sen bounce. Okay. So what you do is basically you look for trending environment. I don't find anything now. 1 second.
Or you can look for any other symbols, right? Like any other star.
Okay, found one. So first thing is you need to have a crossover. It's there regardless of anywhere, can be anywhere. Okay. Once you have a crossover, you need to have a momentum. So here it is there. Then once momentum is there, it will pull back, right? So when it pulls back, you need to see what do you say, a reversal pattern here. So right now you see hammer, okay, and then inside and then outside breakout. You can see here. The first pattern is hammer, second is inside, third one is outside breakout. It's outside breakout because it's breaking out outside the hammer body. So when you see something like a reversal pattern, okay, after trending move, you need to have trending move and first pullback. Okay, this is a first pullback towards the Kijun. You see a reversal pattern at the Kijun nearby. It can be a little bit above also, don't need to touch it. If that happens and you see any classic pattern breakout price action, you can take a buy. So that's called a Kijun-Sen bounce. Similar concept is for the Tenkan-Sen bounce. So when you see a instrument is taking what do you say, a support, like for example here, same kind of hammer, inside pattern, and then outside breakout. Same thing is happening nearby the Tenkan-Sen or above Tenkan-Sen. Sorry, going below and again going above the Tenkan-Sen, like a breakout kind of a thing. That will be counted as a Tenkan-Sen bounce. Again, the criteria is same. You need to have crossover. It doesn't matter where it is. have a good up move. Okay, so here it was for how many candles? 3 candles. Okay, so here 7 candles. So ideally it is good to have at least 8 or 9. So if you see once the crossover is there, you see 8 or 9 continuous minimum candle going up, then you can take what you say bounce trade at the Tenkin-Sen level. If it is less than 8, then avoid because it might not perform well. So anything above 8 or 9, it's good. Then second thing is like what you say. Second type of pigeon bounce is, first one is the safe one, which I already talked about. You wait for a candlestick pattern to occur nearby the KS. Okay. Second thing is, first have a crossover, have a minimum of like what you say 8 to 9 of candlestick going continuously upside. So you can see that's happening, right?
No, I have a doubt here. Why we are not taking a buy signal at where the dot is been shown?
Here?
Exactly. Yeah.
Why I'm
Yeah.
not buying?
Yes.
I'm just covering strategy, sir. Like
Okay.
I'm just different type of strategy. I'm not talking
So
like
why somebody should not buy at that level? I'm saying.
No, this is a different type of strategy. This thing is already covered. Like this is, if you're taking simply strong crossover, then you will buy here. Okay.
Okay.
So this is for retracement trader. Like let's suppose you
you
missed this
can
one.
buy. You can buy it the signal where it has shown. If you are a safe trader, somebody will look for only pullback option, right? Don't go for this like 1 hour time frame. Suppose if you go for a daily time frame or a weekly time frame, you want to enter on pullbacks. So they will look for only when the price is near them, right? So for them, they can just wait for that signal. If you are a breakout trader, we can just see the crossover and we can enter it.
Now one more thing.
Based on your type, you can enter it.
One more thing I would like to add here is, see, to answer your question, this was the buy. I agree. So once you buy, where would you put a stop loss? Right? So you need to have a little big.
Yeah.
This one will be very, very big. Right?
Yes.
So at least like, sorry, I did the wrong one. Price range. So this is 1.8%, right? Approx. Okay. So now here you see, here what you do is you either wait for a pattern to form at the KS level. Okay. So here it happened. So you can go here hammer. This will be aggressive. Just have a hammer, or you wait for one more candlestick pattern like outside breakout. So this is confirmed breakout, right? So now if you bought here about this candle, the drawdown will be much less compared to that. Just below this, somewhere around here. So here you're saving around like 0.5%, 0.5% risk is less compared to this position. So here it will be having less small stop loss. Okay. So here it stop loss a little bit big. That's one point. And second thing is, you might have missed this trade, right? So let's say you missed this trade. Then what's the second point? Second point of entry.
Yeah. Understood.
Yeah. So for this to happen, you need to have at least 8 to 9 candles of continuous movement on upside level. Here we have it. We have 9 candles. Once that happens, what you do is simply blindly buy at the KS level. So how will I know? So now first thing I'll see here is 9 candlestick, it has went up or no. Okay. So here it happened. You can see till here 11 bars. 11 bars of upside. Okay. So now I know 11 bars of upside has happened. So now what I will do is I'll simply put a buy order at the KS. So it can, if you are using 0, then it will be a GTT order. Simply buy and forget. So you'll put it here. As the Kijun-sen is going up, you simply revise your buy order there. Here it went on this closer, you will keep it here. On this closer, it will keep it here. On this closer, you keep it here. So on the very next candle, you got triggered here. Once you put it here, on this candle low, it got triggered. So once it triggered, now what you do is you sit on the buy. You simply sit idle. Okay, you already got your order purchased. Okay, so now you wait for a price to move. If it moves in your direction, it's very good. You got very best rate. Okay, if it moves, like let's suppose opposite side. Let's suppose hammer has formed. Once the hammer has formed, then what happened? Let's say market is reversing. So once you see candle is closing below Kijun-sen, and you wait for that candlestick low, keep stop loss. So let's suppose if you entered here like exactly, okay. So now let's suppose this candle closed here. If candle closed here, you put a stop loss somewhere below the low, somewhere around here. If it got triggered also, your stop loss amount was 0.5% only. Okay, so here even though trade not worked out, you lost only 0.58%. But if it works out, when it works out, trend is positive, it moved here, right? You need to be on a trade till the Kijun-sen is not taken out. So you were in the trade till this point. You got 8.86%. And what was the risk amount? 0.58 something, whatever it is. So that depends. So you will get such kind of moves. If you are patient, then you can capture this kind of move. So
but there we are seeing some morning star. So if we wait for that morning star to happen.
See, sorry, what?
There we are seeing a morning star.
This one, right?
No. That when this retracement took place near the that red candle and followed by a slight sort of doji and then green candle. So it is a sort of a morning star.
Okay. See, so one thing I'll tell you is don't go on the names. Okay, just simply see the psychology. So what I will say here is maybe you can call it as a morning star, but what I will see is the big candle. Okay, then no follow through, hammer. So where it's happening? It's happening right at the equilibrium point. So when I covered already, Kijun is the equilibrium point where buyers and sellers, nobody is in control. Okay, so at that point you see the sellers, before that selling was there, candle is big, then suddenly at that point sellers disappear, no follow through, means they are not having any pressure, selling pressure is not there, and then you can see doji inside candle, it's inside this mother candle, and suddenly you'll see a green candle that's breaking out of the hammer. So that's outside breakout. Okay, outside breakout of the inside candle. And before that, there was a momentum which has totally been done a U-turn. So you can see this is something like a U-turn pattern. It's coming like this. So you simply buy it here.
Okay.
Now, second point is same thing is happening here. What to do, right? So what I will do is I suggest always take trade that happens in the first retracement. Second retracement, third retracement, like I don't recommend generally, but if you are what do you say, a trader who can willing to take a risk, not scared, they're okay when they see the what do you say, when they see patterns. Okay, like this you can see same thing, inside pattern, again outside breakout. So you need, if you're seeing good volumes here, if structure is good, everything is good, okay, and you see previous volumes, and if you think okay it's going to continue upside, then you can buy. But if you're simply a person who simply blindly buys the case, then only buy at the first touch, second touch, third touch, don't buy. Especially for the weekly time frame, weekly, monthly, always go for first touch. On the shorter time frame, you will see many retracement. When trend is strong, you will see many retracement. But for the main, like huge big time frames, always go for the first touch only.
This is how many hours candle?
1 hour. So right now I'm just showing you. This thing is not moving. See now. Okay, this one is the bad example because crossover happened and then no momentum. Okay, forget this. Okay, Apollo. See, this is also fine. You can see crossover upside. Okay, then the pullback is very weak, then continue moving up. Okay, so this is kind of a impulsive move only. I'll count it as impulsive move because this is a weekly time frame. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. So it's more than 9 candles and it has not retraced to Kijun. So what you can do is you can simply put a buy order at Kijun. Now, till now it has never, after the crossover, till now it has never touched Kijun. Okay, and you can see the amount of trend. You can see it went up, it pulled back to the Tenkan Sen, and then you can see bullish engulfing. So I already told, when you see Tenkan Sen bounce, that means trend is strong, and you can see went up. See, it never broke Tenkan Sen. Up, it went below this, again breakout. It never broke Tenkan Sen convincingly. So this is a sign of a strong trend. Until now, it has never touched Kijun Sen. So what you can do is, if you have not purchased Apollo and you want to have a better rate, simply put a GTT order every week. Simply revise it with the Kijun Sen value. You exit in the loss if it goes opposite and closes below the Kijun Sen value. Kijun Sen candle low, close low. If it breaks that, then you can exit. Else, if it works out, again, it will make Nifty 2-week high and it will make huge money. So this is like, what do you say, Ichimoku, sorry, this is a Kijun Sen first touch concept. So any doubt in this? No? Okay, so I'll cover the last strategy here, the common strategy which is used. That is called a Kumu breakout or the cloud breakout. So what is Kumu breakout is, you should have a stock trending downside. So here we have a stock which is trending downside, and then it's recovering. So it's recovering, a strength candle should close above the cloud. So here you can see strength candle is closing above the cloud. If that happens, that's a Kumu breakout. So that's a breakout above the cloud. So you buy it once the candle closes, you buy it above the high. Okay, that's the idea behind that. But there are some rules. So the obvious rules are. Yeah, I'll talk about that. So the obvious rules are: simply don't buy. Once you see this, you simply don't buy. You just ensure Chiku is clear. So here if you see, Chiku is touching a candle. Okay, so you simply don't buy. You need to ensure Chiku is above the price. So above this candle. Okay, so it is not touching the candle exactly. So you should not buy. Okay, so you should have something like where Chiku is free. For example, this is a Chiku. So let's suppose it closed here. Chiku was here at that point. Then this is above the candle, respective candle. So this is clear. That's okay. But only concern, one more concern is just nearby there is a cloud. This cloud. So again, this can offer resistance. So you should not take this Kumu breakout. So these are the rules. The first rule is, once this happens, ensure the Chiku span is clear. Nothing is nearby. Chiku span is above price. Okay, that's okay. Then you see future cloud. Future cloud should be green. So in this case, yeah, it's green. 26 bar green. Ahead, it is green. So here one rule, two rules are matching. Third rule is not matching. Third rule is Chiku span rule. It's not matching. So it's not matching. You don't take trade. If all three are matching, put a buy order about this thing, and let that trade go. The exit is same thing. You wait for the candlestick to close below Kijun Sen. Okay, so in this case, let's see. Let's suppose you took this trade. Okay, you wait for the candle close below the Kijun Sen. Okay, so let's suppose all the rules were matched. Just for example, okay, Though it's not matching, I'm just taking example in case it matched. So what you will do is once you enter here, market went opposite, you are in loss. So now you want a candlestick, a strength candlestick like this one, with the low wicks, to close below Kijun-sen. Okay, so that thing never happened here. This thing was above Kijun-sen. This thing closed, but this is doji. Okay, you can see it's a doji kind of a thing. Okay, I wave candle, not I wave. What do you call this? I forgot actually, but kind of a doji. Okay, now let's suppose you hold on to the position, it went in your favor now, but till now there's no exit. Suddenly you see a candle is closing below the Kijun-sen. You can see the selling is coming in here, and the close is nearby the low. So this is strength candle. I'll consider this strength candle. But the point is, once this closes, you need to put stop loss below this low. So low is 985. So you'll put somewhere 984, something like that, because it's a weekly time frame. So let's suppose you put that, you have kept it as a 984. So now once you put stop loss 984, it should hit. So now the thing is, it did not hit. You can see here, it again bounced off. The reason is the trend was strong, so there was a Kijun-sen bounce. You can see here, it fell down and the Kijun-sen bounce. Then next thing is, this thing is not a strength candle, so you will not exit here. And this is the strength candle, but again you saw a bounce here. Okay, so you did not exit here. So now again, this is strength candle. The low is 1255.20. Let's say you keep 1254 stop loss. The very next candle is 1245. So you exit. So if at all you bought here, if at all, then you would have made 76%. The only thing is you should have had a patience of holding this. So the holding period was 80 bars, so 80 weeks. So you should have waited for 80 weeks. If you had a patience, you would have made this money. But only thing is, assuming this Chiku was free. Okay, the same concept you can apply it on any time frame, be it 15 minutes time frame or be it M5. You can use it, same concept everywhere. Only thing is, rule should match. For example, this one. Let's see, this one is a Kumo breakout. 26 periods. Yeah, cloud is green. 26 period. Chiku should be above price. Yes, it is. But only thing is, you can see it's nearby the cloud edge. You can see this, right? So, like I told you earlier, Chiku should be free. Here, though it's above price, but still this edge is offering the resistance. So you will avoid this. And same thing happened. See, there was no momentum. Though it has given the breakout, you can see the high was never breached. It consolidated for a while, and then when this got free, this closed. When this closed, that time this was free, and even this was free. So now you can see it moved up. So it takes time, right? So you need to ensure like momentum.
Yeah, and they're asking like SL is closing basis, right, on weekly time frame.
Yeah, exactly. So when you use Ichimoku component, right? So you need to use closing based SL only, because that's the only way you can be sure, like, okay, like whatever stop loss you exit, right? That's a good one, because what will happen is, you, like I already told, Kijun-sen is what? It's a magnet. So once you enter a trade, it will pull back price towards it. Okay, so when it is attracting the price, okay, you might enter into drawdown, or there might be some consolidation nearby this, like this. Okay, so you simply put stop loss exactly at Kijun-sen or just below Kijun-sen. Okay, then what will happen is you will ultimately get taken out. Like for example here, if you put somewhere stop loss exactly Kijun-sen or somewhere below, you got this hammer candle, it took you out. You can see this, it took you out. Once it took you out, there was a consolidation, and then you can see it rocketed off. It took you out here. If you use my way of putting stop loss, what will happen is, you will stay away from the stop loss hunting. You'll stay away from this false stop loss. Okay. But the only downside to is you don't know exact stop loss. So when you need to wait for a candle close and you put a low below the candle low. Sometimes you'll get better rates, sometimes you'll get a big stop loss, but that will be the big stop loss will be very rare. Okay, so it will be very, very rare. So you don't need to be that scared. Like, okay, where to keep stop loss. For example, this one. Here you got stopped out. See this green strength candle, red strength candle, low is 1546. So you can keep 1545. Next candle, you got took out, right? They took you out. Then you can see it went down. Though there was a reversal, but still, like you are out of it. So it's up to you, like where you keep the stop loss.
So guys, there is some I think there is some portfolio rules are there in our application itself, like in our website. If you are managing your existing positions, like for positional, and if you want to know, like whenever any of your portfolio stock is breaking this rule, you want to get notified, you can use that portfolio rules or watch list rules, so that you will get an email. You don't need to daily watch for that whether it is broken or not. So you can just look for, you can set those rules and you can make use of those portfolio rules.
Yeah, you can. What you can do is basically, I think investing.com, even TradingView, and I think even Zerodha has its own, what do you say, alert system, right? So you can use that as well, like to exit, to put the rate at in, to enter or to exit. So that will be notified, like if you're trading based on like weekly or monthly, that will be very useful. So you guys have any questions? See, this is Kijun is flat, too much flat. SB is too much flat, okay, and the value is 1790 something. So just remember, if a stock it falls and it falls below this line, there will be a strong sell-off. You can expect a strong fall in this. Okay.
But you said it should be kept as a GTT order, no? So that it will bounce back from there.
Let's suppose you bought, okay, there are various strategies. So it depends upon what strategy you are buying. Okay, so even for buying, let's suppose you are buying the first, first touch of the kitchen sink. Like I already told you, you need to have a trend in place where you have at least 9 or 10 candles going continuously up. Okay, if that happens, then only you'll go and place GTT order blindly at the case. If that doesn't happen, you don't, because you know trend is not stable. So when trend is not stable, why will you buy in the first place, right? So that's one way. And second thing is this line I drawn, right? So that's because this will help you identify strong support and resistance for the future levels. So right now you can say this case is flat here. Okay, SB is flat, and you see there's confluence, or both of them are at same level. Okay, so that's strong support. Okay, so if at all some way in the time, if it pulls back, it comes down here. Okay, you don't need to have a TK crossover for a buy. You can simply use price action here at this line. If that happens, you can buy. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, this is, you can use this as a support, horizontal support and resistance, the flat lines, and you can use price action to enter. You don't need to have any Ichimoku strategy to enter exactly at this line. This all like, what do you say, resistance and support, like for price action point of view. So for each strategy, there are rules. So the rules are matching, then only you take a trade. Okay. So like one of my advice would be like, yeah, sorry.
Requires a lot of practice.
Yeah, you need, actually you need to train your eyes. Once you train your eyes right, then it will be a bit easy for you. And also practicing will make you perfect. But only thing which I'll tell you in the start is to ensure the momentum is there at both 52 and 26 when you enter a long trade. Or if you're entering short trade, and ensure this is not touching any candle. Because if it touches, then obviously there won't be any momentum. So let's suppose you're buying it here, and now you know this what do you say, Chiku span is going to touch this candle very nearby. So I will not buy it here. The reason behind is this can touch it. Once this Chiku span goes past this, let's suppose Chiku span comes here, somewhere around here, then I know, okay, now it's clear. So this will be somewhere around here. So I know now it's clear. So then if any buy setup is there, I'll take a buy. But right now I'll not buy. Right now if you see that's the bounce. See, that's a KS bounce, right? It went up a little bit, though rules are not matching. It's went up, it bounced back. I set it to KS, and now there's Tenkan-Sen breakout as well. This is bullish ticker pattern. So okay, so you might be thinking, okay, let me buy above this. Okay, yeah, you can buy above this, but the point is the 52-week Chiku span is very near to the candle, so it somewhere before it can touch here. Okay, so there might be loss of momentum. So once you buy a trade, it might go sideways, something like that. Okay, and same thing you can see it here. It is sideways. See, it is sideways. So unless this eye is broken, it will stay sideways. So even if you buy it here, it will get stuck. So there's no point in buying here. So this Chiku span helped me to stay out of the trade. So you need to see that as well. Okay. Any questions?
I think
Thanks. No questions from my side.
Okay.
if no one has any question, I just want to show you how you can set these rules. Like if you are anybody is playing with the positional, for them only it will be helpful. For if you are playing with the intraday, whatever I am going to cover, it will not be helpful. So this will be helpful for only positional trades. I'll just share my screen. Let me share it. So guys, I think once either you buy once you buy into any stock and to do a trailing SL, right? Like there is a two different of SLs where you can keep your fixed SL whenever the price is closing below certain price you want to exit, or and there is a trailing SL whenever a Kijun-sen is breaking the below, then you can exit, right? So there is a trailing SL concept what Avinash is told. So for them what I will suggest is, so you can come to our, like you can log into our application for the stocks, you can a number of portfolios either for long term, primary, or you can give any name. So I just given my names. And now what I want to do is I don't want to check daily my suppose fin cables whether it is closed by below the I'm just taking example here SMA, but if you're using the Kijun-sen, right? If you want to close close the trade whenever it is closed below. So what you need to do is just come to our portfolios and create one portfolio and add your stocks and just click on edit rules. So here you need to set your rules. So here our Ichimoku patterns are there already. So price moves whenever price is moves below the, this is nothing but our Kijun-sen. So if you are playing with the daily like daily candles, just set the daily.
Sudha bro,
Or if you are playing with the
I
weekly, you
think
can.
your screen is not shared. It's stuck.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it
like
is stuck
same.
somehow. Yeah, please repeat
We
it.
can stop and restart the sharing.
Yeah, okay, let me stop. I'm for that. are you able to see my screen right now, or still you are facing?
Yeah, it's fine now.
Okay. So this will be helpful only to like without managing your things. So automatically you will get the notification for trailing SL only. So that's why this portfolio management will be helpful. Suppose you have added 4, like you can have any number of stocks, and you want to close these trades on a like whenever this any of the stock is closes below the Kijun-sen. So just add a portfolio and come to edit rules, right? And you can select a rule, like you can set any number of rules here. Currently I have selected some 3, so now I'll just show the you can search for any scans. So what we are looking is whenever price is closes below the baseline, right? Baseline is our Kijun-sen. From top to like price is above currently and it is closes below the baseline, price moves above so this is the one. And on weekly time frame just select this. So and I have selected this and just save it. So what will happen is whenever it can be in the future also, whenever any stock from your portfolio met for this criteria, you will be getting a notified email saying your portfolio rules are matched and this is the stock you want to exit. So you can easily like the next day you can go and you can check it. If it is closes below than that, you can just exit. So you can set any rules like here we have a number of scans, right? You can use any scan for your exit criteria, not only for this Ichimoku. You can use any scan here, like what are the scans you like. You can keep them as your trailing SL. So with that approach, it will be dynamic and you don't need to manage things like suppose whenever the price is closes 20 SMA below, you don't need to update daily if it is 488 and you don't need to mention the levels. So it will be automatically keep track of your entire all the stocks. You don't need to set for each and individual stock. So that's a feature you can set it for rules. Same thing you can do for the watch list also. Suppose you want to buy some stocks, only some stocks, and add them as a watch list here and just go edit rules and like whenever price is close above the our baseline, suppose here we are taking as a moves above the baseline as our Kijun-sen, right? You can just select that rule and click on save. So at that time you will get a notification for buy setups. So anything you can use this feature. I think most of the I think guys may not be aware, so I just want to make a note. So that's all, guys. Avinash, if you have anything to cover, we can continue, or we'll just end up the session.
I think you need to have a one session for your website only. I think these features and like very few people are aware about.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll continue.
Yeah, then okay.
Yeah, you can talk. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we'll have a session by maybe in the next week or whenever we have free right next weekend. We'll just again we'll have one session about the features, or at least for latest updates what we want, right? And I just want to make one good feature from the stocks, right? I ran the back test also, like people behind the all the logics, like what are the strategies. There is a strategy, like this is not a strategy, this is like a just backtest data where our seasonal analysis, right? So what actually it does is particular month some stocks will give you huge returns. That's like that will give you huge returns only on those months. Suppose if I go to this PEL, right? So you can just click on this. So here you can see the for June month, right? This is the positive ratio. That means 88% time the stock will give a trending move on June. You can see from 2013 to 2021. You can see like almost 9 years. Only 1 year it closed below the like this negative returns. But apart from that, it went like anything in all other years. So this is what I call is a positive ratio. So and this is average return is like usually I will go for average return 4%. Whichever the stock is above the 4%, then you can look for the stocks like if I want to select the next month stocks, you can just here and select the July and you can try. Here what will I backtest for last 1.5 years. So almost it has given 80% of stocks. It is either if you have the Nifty volatility also, like even if it is a 2 up and down, it does not return the negative returns. Almost this month, like if you are taking just this month and see the stocks, which is see the less return stock is only 0%. There might be only 1 or 2 stocks which will close than the less than the 0%. So, and what you guys want to do is, as per this backtest data, you have to buy it on the first day of the month, and you can hold it for your percentage, either 5% returns, 10% returns, or 20, whatever that is your style. So, and you can take a position and you can buy only. You can just consider these stocks either for your pullback or you can break out, and you will get a good results. That's what I would give my suggestion. And all backtest data and everything I have given in the group itself. Like I don't know whether you people are aware of it or not. And even you can download it yourself. You don't need to look for site also. You can select any month, like this is the last month. Just click on it. You will get that you will get this data as your backtest, right? So how it went in the last month in the May, or if you want to take in the March, go ahead and look for the March data. So here, right, see out of 30 stocks, only two stocks went negative. The remaining stocks, everything in the positive. So out of 30, 28 positive means, so that is it will have a good positive. You can look for any month also, this one, and this is the real gain, and this is the average gain. This is the real gain, like how much it is achieved. If you are looking for future next month, right, July. So here real gain shows how much percentage it has gained in the last year July, because the current July is not yet appears. So here I have achieved like there are 32 stocks, and if you see last year how many stocks it went, only 4 stocks it went negative, the remaining stocks in positive. So you can look for buy option in the stocks, whatever the strategy, either 20 SMA above, so like whatever your criteria, right? So basically you shortlist this stock in your watch list and keep buying it. That's all, guys. Maybe in the next webinar we'll cover the other features.
Sudha bro, there is
Yes.
one more small suggestion. On the same line, whether we can have the sectorial mapping for this seasonal analysis. This will just give us the light idea about the sector as well.
You want you can just click here. You can see the chart in the right side, right?
Yeah.
You can see you can see in the one view. You can just either you can just click on next. You can, it will be like you can see here itself. You don't need to. You can see the chart and you can see the backtest data, and you can go ahead and buy. See if you see this, right, it is near the 52-week high, and it is almost giving a breakout also. So I think in the support, or like I will not for this type of stocks, right, I will not see the where it is the support or there. What usually I do is how many years backtest data is there. The more number of backtest years, it is a more good, right? So if it has a 14 years and if it has 7 years, I think we should go for a 14 years data. It has a more number of years which we have backtested data. So just go with the backtest years and the percentage. So average percentage. So I think you will get it.
So that will basically idea is like mapping rather than mapping an instrument. Okay.
You want sector?
Here we are mapping the instrument for the seasonal analysis. So
Yes.
whether we can map the sectors in the seasonal analysis as well. So
here, okay, let me just show you that we have a seasonal analysis, right? Here we have a sector analysis. Just go here and see. This is the pharmaceutical sector. Out of in this 32, you have 7 from pharmaceutical sectors.
Yeah,
So
great.
what it suggests, right? You can use like it is an all in one place. You just need to use how to, like if you want to use go with the percentage. Yeah. You can see the stocks which are the from which sector, which stocks are there.
Great. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Okay. I think hope you all fine. We'll just stop the recording and
wait. One last strategy is pending actually. The positional one. Okay, 1 second. You guys can see my screen, right? Again.
Yes, bro. We are able to see your screen.
Okay, so this is the rule actually. Okay. So first thing is this is like what do you say? Where you purchase intra, okay, as the market opens, you want to know which stock will go upside for the day. Okay, so how do you do it? So this is for the intraday plus positional for a few days. Okay, so what you do is first you scan a stock that closed below Kijun Sen on 15 minutes. Okay, so for this I've already created a charting scanner which you can run on the EOD. So you'll get a list of stocks which is closed below KS on 15 minutes. Okay. Now next day you need to next day same on 15-minute time frame. You need to look for first candle that closes above the KS as a strength candle. Okay. So if that happens, you simply buy above the candle eye. Okay, candle eye, and you hold it till the KS is taken off. Okay. So what will happen is most of the time you will see like that stock will be on the top gainers list for the entire day. So it may upper circuit, okay, or it may give you decent gains. So, or what will happen is sometimes what will happen is even after triggering, it may go sideways for that particular day, but it will fire on the next day. So basically this is for like once you buy, you can exit intra if it's a good gain, or if you are more of a patient player who can hold a few more days for good gains, then you can hold for a few more days and you can exit when the case is taken out. So for example, this is the setup which I last took, which I bought actually. I don't do intraday trading generally because I don't have much of time. So this was the last trade which I took. Yeah. So here you can see 315. Okay, 315. You can see the candle closed below the Kijun Sen. Kijun is way above here. Candle is here. Okay, so now first candle should close above the 10 above the Kijun Sen. Okay, so after this next day open, you closed M15. First M15 closed above the Kijun Sen as a strength candle. You can see this. So all you need to do is you need to buy. You need to put order above this. So I is 3306. So you can say 3306.55, maybe 10 paisa up. So next candle you got triggered. Okay, so once you got triggered, stop loss as always. You can keep once your case is taken out, you can exit, or you can keep below this candle low, the trigger candle low. So that is 3280. So you have risked about 26 rupees, 26 and a half rupee. That's the risk. So you need to hold a trade. So maybe if you have well till the EOD, you could have made 3370, right? Some good profits. Or if you well till next day, you would have exited here somewhere. Sorry, here. So the idea is like you'll most of the time you'll be having you'll be once you buy, most of the time it will perform well, high chances, and it will be on the top of the gainer list. So you can make use of a strategy. So I have created scanner here in the charting. So you need to run this at the EOD. So this is the formula. You can copy this, or you can see the recording and you can mimic the same on charting. Run it on the EOD. Then you get a list. Okay, these are the list. So once you get the list, if the list is too much for you, then you can look first. You look into each individual chart, or maybe what you can do is you can reduce the number of result based on the price. Like you can say like up greater than 100, something like that. I don't know how to do it in here, but I can generally scan like more than 100 stocks in a day, so it's fine for me. I can go through them individually. So what you can do is maybe if you're good with charting, you can add one more rule stating the price should be above 100,
Yeah,
150 or 200.
Yeah, you can click plus and select the close. Yeah,
Close. It should
yeah,
be
then
greater
greater than, yeah. Yeah,
then
number. First one only.
Okay.
Just
that's
selling
right.
number and
Yeah, so let's say
and find.
about 350. That should be good.
Then
Right.
run again.
I understand. So we had 69 right earlier.
Yes, save this for maybe there.
It's still running. I think it is not.
Saying really. I don't know. I was taking time. Yeah, but idea is like you can what do you say, like Sudha bro told, you can add this, or maybe you can do like 500 like that, or maybe you, if there is any option to add a I beta stock, you can do that as well, up to you. Like,
I think there is a sector also. I think Nifty 50 stocks also they can select it.
yeah, it's up to individual basically, like how they want to screen. So here we have like 69 stock. Okay, so let's suppose you go to first one, Coromandel. Okay, so now what will happen is, like I told you, the close should have happened below Kijun Sen. Okay, it should have closed below Kijun Sen. But the only issue here is this thing happened at the, what do you say? It happened before this happened. Actually, there was a good impulsive move. Okay, so basically this is not impulse. This is not a retracement strategy. This is like a reversal strategy, strong reversal. So what will happen is you need to look for stocks only those have bearish crossover. Okay, bearish crossover, and then second thing is you need to ensure this kind of close happened when there is a downtrend, not during the uptrend. So basically this is not a qualifying candidate. So then second JSW still like that, you need to keep looking. Okay, so maybe I'll look into Biocon. So this thing again, this thing came when there was a crossover, upside crossover. So this is not a valid one. So like this, you need to rule it out. So you will be getting hardly like 15-20 maybe. Okay, if you get 15-20, only thing you need to do is you can simply keep a watch list of this 20 and see like nearby 13-14 minutes, just see like which one is about to cross above the KS level exactly. Just mark it before itself. So whichever stock is closing above the KS, you simply buy it immediately above the tie and simply hold it with the patience. Second thing is, most of the time what will happen is the first candle will not close above the KS as a strength candle. Sometime what will happen is it will take like 2 or 3 candles. Okay. So what will happen is you can also trade those, but only thing is momentum will be less. Momentum will be less on them. Okay, so that's the only thing. It will move, but it will move slowly. So these are the rules. So you can use this. So most of the time you will be ending up in the top gainer list. So you can make money, good money.